what it does is it just pops all the heads off the rivets as it rots.
Yeah.
It expands
Yeah.
and just pops all the heads of the rivets off.
Wow,
So
it's kind of like it festers and then it just pushes all the hardware sideways.
Just pushes everything. It just takes the heads of the rivets, just takes them right off.
Wow.
So this whole section had to be all cut out. This section here is all new build. Some of the stiffeners were salvageable. This plate had all to be all rebuilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this was the ribs. There was a little more work in the ribs than I was kind of hoping. This one was the worst one of the bunch. The rest, needed some cleanup, but there were 4 particularly bad ribs that I hadn't really banked on.
Right.
But c'est la vie, and now the corrosion is gone, and they're robust enough for the future.
Sure. And I just needed the audience to know out there, you're looking at the only guy on the face of this planet that's working on a Halifax bomber. Because there is no other shop in Canada or in the world that's working on a Halifax bomber to save it for our Bomber Command Museum. So you and your team, you and Harry and all the lads, you're to be commended for this because this is pioneering work, man.
It's a labor of love. I mean, I have a day job as well, but I come in here on the weekends and the days go by and it's you feel like you've accomplished something at the end of the day.
We're getting quite excited about that first core coming to Nanton, the first section of a Halifax completed so we can build upon.
Exactly. No, it'll form the centerpiece of your displays and the future build.
I also wanted to tell you, Scott, that this is quite new. I had a teleconference last week with Gustav, the owner of the salvage tugboat, and Jan Christensen, who is running SC Diving. And we've decided that in the June, we're going to do 2 weeks. June of 2020, we're going to do 2 weeks of diving on the Halifax underwater. And I don't know, did you have a chance to see after I cleaned the parts from the Halifax in Sweden, did you happen to see the video of the condition of those parts?
Yeah, and they looked phenomenal. Did a really good job cleaning those up. And I was curious, that's kind of a bit of a teaser. What else do you expect to find in the sand?
So here's the interesting thing, Scott, is on those parts that came from Sweden, I brought them back from Sweden to Canada. I cleaned them up on purpose. And these parts were on top of the sand for 76 years. And yet, if you look at the leading edge of the rudder, that aluminum panel, aluminium for our British friends, yes, you will see that they're in very good condition. They are templates for building another piece identical for a Halifax for display. And the bomb carrier made out of steel, the aluminium pieces, the stringer ribs, the rudder rib, all of that is on that video.
Right.
And I was amazed, and guess what? They were the parts that were on top of the sand.
Right.
And then we have this big field of sand, and most of the Halifax is under the sand. And as you know, if you have something protected by sand that's under the sand, then there will be even less corrosion than what we're seeing now. But those test pieces, it was very heartening to clean that up and see the clean aluminium in there.